All right, so this video is going to show you how to draw outside of a certain area. And if you've noticed in your sketches here, hold on a second. If you notice in your sketches, you couldn't really draw if I were to connect these 2 points, the third vanishing point and the left vanishing point, and also the third vanishing point and the right vanishing point. Anything outside of that imaginary line, I'm going to make the line real, anything on the other side of that, you can't draw as if you're drawing these cubes. So I'm just going to draw another line here. So I'm going to show you how you can draw cubes using these same 3 vanishing points, with the exception of you rotate. And this line that I just drew in, actually I'm going to make the line a little darker so you can kind of see what I'm doing. This line I drew in is going to be your vanishing or your horizon line, your new horizon line. And I'll explain in a second. So if you look here, this is 3-point perspective. I have 4 cubes here. And I also have a visitor, my son, he's behind me, and we're just gonna have to, he's gonna be part of this. All right, so I'm gonna take up my tape here. I just had this down previously, so the paper wouldn't move on me. And it didn't be that hard. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rotate my drawing where this line is parallel to my chest, and this is my horizon line now. So, and then this is the third vanishing point, this is the left vanishing point, and this is the right vanishing point. So you just go on as you were before and draw your rectangle. So I'm going to use this as my third vanishing point, and I'm just going to draw a line as I did before, which is the central line. And after that, I'm just going to connect it as I would to my left vanishing point. There. And I connect this to my right vanishing point. Connect this to my left vanishing point. Connect this to my right vanishing point. And just like you did with the other cubes, the same way you would be drawing a, let's see here, these 2 planes here, the same way we would draw the other rectangle, you're going to draw lines here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dot here and a dot here, because I feel like ending this plane here and ending this plane here. I'm going to take those 2, take that point, connect it to the third vanishing point, because down that's the third vanishing point. And then connect this to this vanishing point. Same thing here. And basically that's it. So if I turn this back around this way, it starts to make sense now. And especially if I were to erase all the lines I don't need. So I'm going to erase this. These are the orthogonal lines. I could proceed to the vanishing point. I don't need that anymore. Oops. And I'm going to take out part of the horizon line. And what I do from there is I get my dark, my B pencil, and I'm going to darken in the cube. So I'm going to do this one more time on the other side. And I'm going to go on the completely other side of the imaginary horizon line, the new horizon line. This goes on top of it and covers the horizon line, so I'm going to allow the horizon line to stay there. So that's a cube going on the other side, starts to make a little more sense. And what I'm going to do here is turn it this way. Now this is facing me, and I'm going to just make a cube right around here. So what I'm going to do is, this is going to be a small one. And my third vanishing point is now here. Third vanishing point is now here. My right vanishing point is here. My left vanishing point is here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a line. and I connected that point, and I'm just going to go from here to here. I said this was going to be a small one, small rectangle. I connect it to my left vanishing point, connect to my right vanishing point, connect to my right vanishing point, connect to the third vanishing point, and connect to the third vanishing point. And if you see here, because it's so close to the new horizon line, that there's going to be a little tiny plane here, and I'm going to draw it in and connect it to the right vanishing point, and connect this, which was that line, and then this, where these two lines meet, connect it to the left vanishing point, just like as if you were drawing perspective. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this up, and I just want to show you. If you see there's a little tiny sliver right here of a plane. I don't know if you can see it all the way down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this back around this way, and you can kind of see it. It's right there. It's so small that I might even pull it down more just so you kind of understand what I'm seeing. Alrighty, so my phone died in the middle of taping, and I finished this one part. So I'm going to explain what I did here. I thought it was too big. I erased it. I pulled it down a little bit. Now you can clearly see I have a bigger plane here. And if I hold it up to the camera, you can kind of see, where is it? Right there. There's a bigger plane. And when I turn it this way, it makes sense. But I'm just going to get back to that in a second. Let me just show you one thing. I'm going to erase this and then just draw it in once again, just so you understand how I got to this point. So before, I had it as a little bit too close to the horizon line. It's not wrong, it's just that you couldn't really see the top plane. So I decided to make this line shorter and pull it down a little bit more, so the top plane is going to be a little bit more clear. So for example, anything you draw around your horizon line, this plane here is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And if it's on the horizon line, it's just a straight line. So the closer it gets to the horizon line, the smaller that plane gets. This is now the new horizon line when you want to activate this side of the paper. And because I was so close to the horizon line, that plane was really small. So I just made that line a little smaller. Let me use this more so you can see what I'm doing. And connect this to the left vanishing point, which is now the left vanishing point. Connect this to the right vanishing point. And then you do what you did before, the same exact approach as you did before with the drawing in 3-point perspective. And then you can just erase what you don't need. And that's what this guy is great for. It's one of the best tools you can have. And I lose them all the time, so it's nice to have a few of them around. All right, so the other thing I'm doing is going to sharpen my pencil here. This was getting a little dull, so you want to keep your pencil sharp. And I'm using a B right now. I don't want you to use a B too early, but I'm using a B just so you can kind of see what I'm doing in the video. It's a bit of a softer pencil, which means it's a darker line. And I'm just kind of outlining the form. Actually, this is a lot easier to maneuver, so I'm going to go back to this guy. All right. So the reason why we see this plane here is because this is the imaginary horizon line on that side. So if the viewer's in here, you'll see the inside of that plane. You also see the inside of this plane, because this is kind of where we are, our triangle vision, if you want to call it that. This cube here, you don't see the top plane or the bottom plane because the cube goes on top of the horizon line, the same as this does. This cube covers the horizon line, so you're not going to see the top plane because your eye level is below it, and you're not going to see the bottom plane because your eye level is above it. So if I hold a box in front of you, right at your eye level, you can't see the top of the plane of the box nor the bottom plane of the box. So think about it this way. And remember, this is your eye level, and in a way, it turns this way, that is also your eye level, but it makes total sense with the perspective that we're drawing here. So hopefully this helps you to be able to activate the other side of this imaginary line. You don't have to keep this line drawn in. It's just there so you know where it is. You can erase it, you know, when you're finished. You can even erase this horizon line. But eventually you're going to put a ground plane in, so the horizon line will probably stay. Alrighty.